How's it going, guys? This is Coach Chris Diaz here. I'm going to talk to you guys today about the recruiting process and how you guys can earn scholarships, how you guys can talk to coaches. And yeah, let's get started. So first things first, a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Chris Diaz. I'm an assistant coach at South Mountain Community College. This past year, I was a head girls varsity coach at Pan American Charter School. I'm the founder of Hoops for the Future. And if you want to learn more about me, you can visit my website at coachchrisdiaz.com. So first things first, we're going to talk about the different college levels. Starting off with NCAA D1. This is what everybody dreams of playing. This is your Kentucky, your Dukes. Division I schools have a maximum of 13 full ride scholarships. It's either a full ride or you're paying. So if you're paying, that means you're a walk-on. So walk-ons, they usually can stack their financial aid, their academic scholarships, whatever they can to make the cost cheaper. NCAA Division II, they can only give out 10 full scholarships, and it's more of like a pool of money. A lot of these smaller schools, not all, but a lot of them, they can package together your financial aid, your academics, your GPA, and some outside scholarships to make it into a full ride. So it really just depends on the school and their resources and their donors. NCAA Division III, they have no scholarship money. They use academic and financial aid to help cover costs. So a lot of these schools, they have regional scholarships. So let's say it's a school in California, students that are from California that are in-state or around the region like Arizona, Utah, Colorado, they are able to offer in-state tuition through programs like the WUI, which is the Western Union Exchange, and other sorts of aid like that. NAIA, they can give out a maximum of 8 full scholarships, kind of similar to Division II. It's a pool of money. They divide that between 15 guys, depending on how many guys they want to have on the roster. They use academic money and financial aid to help cover the costs. So very similar to Division II. Junior college, there's 3 different divisions of junior college. There's the NJCAA. There's Division I, Division II, and Division III. NJCAA. Division I, they can offer full scholarships, housing, meals, and tuition. NJCAA Division II, they can only offer partial scholarships, and this is limited to tuition, books, and fees. NJCAA Division III, they can't offer anything. But again, with all these 3 divisions, you can use your financial aid, your Pell Grant, loans, academic money. It just really depends on the school. So that's why a lot of schools encourage student athletes to have a high GPA, fill out your financial aid forms. That way you can get the most bang for your money. Next, we have the NWAC. Athletic scholarships are limited per NWAC rules to a maximum of 65% of in-state tuition. The NWAC limits the recruiting area of their coaches to Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Alaska, California, Montana, Nevada, Hawaii, and the Canadian province of British Columbia. As of recently, they have changed the rules for the NWAC, so now the NWAC can recruit anywhere. They can offer full ride scholarships to guys all over the country. Junior college, CCCAA, which is the California division of junior college, they can't offer any scholarships. They sometimes can offer you an in-state waiver if you're from out of state, or you can use financial aid to cover your expenses. For a lot of these schools around California, they give you guys free tuition. So now that we know all the divisions, how can players stick out to get the attention of coaches? So you got to be different, because coaches are getting several emails a day. I know myself, I'm a junior college coach, and I get about 20 to 50 emails per day. And I know the higher divisions, such as Division I, Division II, they're probably getting around 50 to 100 recruit emails a day. A lot of times these players are sending long paragraphs, and let's just be honest, a lot of these coaches are not going to read these paragraphs. They're on a time crunch. They're trying to find the best players. They're doing their daily duties of coaching, recruiting, you name it. So we got to get their attention by sending a player resume. A player resume is something that they can see quickly. They can see a picture of you, your stats. I'll show you guys here an example. I made this player resume off of Canva. I recommend you guys all use Canva. It's a free website where you can make graphics. I start off by having the name. I put my name here, Chris Diaz. I put my class of 2024, put my height, what position I play, the high school I go to, my stats, any accolades I had, first team all state. I always add my social media accounts because I know coaches want to see what you're posting. We'll talk about that more later. And then I'll have my email, so that way they can respond back, or they can send me any recruiting graphics that they might have. So how do you reach out to assistant coaches? So I always recommend you don't reach out to the head coach directly. A lot of times the head coaches give power to their assistant coaches to go out and recruit. Some of the ways you can reach out to them is by sending them emails. You can find their emails on their website, on the school's website. Click on coach coaches, click on that coach's biography, and most of the time they'll have their email there. You can also reach out to them via DM on Twitter. You can have your high school coach or your AAU coach reach out to them. They might have a connection. Once you find their point of contact, what do you say? So obviously you can send a resume. You can also do short to the point bullet points talking about what you're looking for in the program, what can you bring to the table. It can be anything that will make you stick out. Obviously you want to send out your stats and film. Coaches always want to see your film and they always want to see stats. And please do not lie about your stats. Coaches will go out and verify it, and it just looks bad if you're lying about your stats. The last thing you would want to add in the email is accomplishments. For example, first team all state, honor roll, you guys went 30-0 for the season, anything that you can brag about yourself. All right, next we're going to talk about highlight tapes. So when making highlight tapes, always use instrumentals. Coaches don't want to hear any of your music, that especially if it has any cuss words or bad words. Most of the time we'll just mute it. Please don't add free throws. We just want to see right to the point. No slow motion or rewind. If you can, please add different scenarios every game, as far as scoring off a pick and roll, scoring off cuts, transition. There's so many different things you can add to your highlight tapes. After they watch your highlight tape, they will want to see a full game. So sometimes all you need is a quarter or a half. So just cut it out when you're not in the game or if you get subbed out. It's also okay to show mistakes. We want to see what type of mistakes you're making, so that way we know whether, okay, it's a fixable mistake, or to see if you guys fix it throughout the game. Paying for school, this is huge. A lot of these smaller schools will try to package your financial aid, your academics, like we spoke earlier. So the number one thing I recommend if you're having trouble paying for school is filling out your FAFSA, your financial aid. There are 3 different things within your financial aid. There's a Pell Grant. A Pell Grant this year for 2020 is worth $6,395. This is a grant that you do not have to pay. So this is very important. This is free money right here. Second, if you max out your Pell Grant and you still have to owe some money for school, you have your federal loans. These are very useful, especially with their low interest rates. A lot of these you don't have to pay until you graduate college. So please look out for your federal loans. Then you have work study. Work study is an opportunity for you guys to work on campus, get career experience, and pay off your student loans. So I highly recommend you guys do some work study if you have time within your schedule. Academic money. So obviously your GPA and test scores will determine how much money you can get at that certain school. A lot of schools have a GPA incentive. If you have over 3.0, we'll give you $5,000 for the year. If you have over 3.5, we'll give you $7,000 for the year. There's also outside scholarships that you guys can apply for. There's a bunch of websites. A simple Google search can lead you to a bunch of outside scholarships. And then there's also the Honor Society scholarship that you guys can apply to as well. Okay, let's talk about more tips on how to get recruited. So something that I've been looking on is Be Recruited and Field Level. These are recruiting services that are free to sign up for players. These websites allow you to post your stats, post your film, kind of write a biography on why you play basketball. It allows you to upload your transcripts. This is something that I've been using lately to find some players in my area. I know a lot of smaller schools with lower recruiting budgets use these type of platforms, so it doesn't hurt to just get on the platform. You never know what may come about it. Attending showcases is another good way to get your name out there. Obviously right now with the COVID-19 situation, it's going to be hard to get out there, but if there is some type of showcase going on, it can really help with your recruitment. Make sure they're legit ones, because there's a lot of ones that are just in it to grab money from players. Do your research. Make sure that coaches have came in the past to recruit players. Picking the right high school or AAU program. When it comes to picking the right program, make sure you find a school or a team that has consistently sent out players year by year. Make sure your coaches are putting the effort to help you get recruited, and go to a place where you can play. Meaning, don't go to the big time high school in your town where you're going to be like the 8th, 9th guy off the bench. Go to a school where you can develop, you can play, you can get on the court, and your coach is going to care for you. Something to keep in mind, coaches talk to each other. Let's say a Division III coach likes your film, don't leave him on red or don't be rude. Make sure you respond and thank them for the opportunity. Doesn't matter what level. Always thank coaches for the opportunity for them to recruit you. Coaches talk. They have friends at all different levels. There's been times where I've had a Division II coach say, hey, Coach Chris, I might have a guy we might be interested in that needs to go junior college. I'll reach out to a Division II, Division I coach and be like, hey, coach, there's a kid here here in Phoenix that you guys might want to look at. Just know coaches always talk. If you're bad-mouthing coaches or not responding, this can help or hurt your recruitment. At smaller colleges, they have what's called a JV or a developmental program. This is a great way to get your foot in the door. Sometimes they have scholarship money available and you get to test your skills every day. So these JV and developmental programs, they play other JV and developmental programs around the state, around the region, just depends where the school is located. They usually play about 10 to 20 games. They play against other junior colleges, other club teams. So it's a great way to get experience, get on the floor, and kind of prove to those coaches that you're valuable to the team. Social media checklist. Make sure you guys have a clear picture. Your profile picture should be a picture of you either as a headshot or you can have a picture of you in the game. Just make sure it's a clear picture so coaches can see your face. Always make sure you have your correct name, your full name as your name on Twitter and Instagram. A lot of times coaches will get a list from a recruiting service and they'll try to find you on Twitter or Instagram just to see what you're posting, what kind of person you are. And if you don't have your real name, it's going to be hard for us to find your account. Another insider tip is list your height and weight in school in your bio. If I'm a class of 2023, I'll say class of 2023, point guard, 6 foot, 180 pounds. That way coaches can know a little bit about yourself. Last but certainly not least is only post and share things that you would want your family to see. Your social media is an online resume. Okay, I can't stress that enough. There's been countless times where I've seen recruits post some crazy things on their social media that I had to just cross off our list. So please don't hurt yourself in the recruiting process. Summer skills camps. Obviously this summer we didn't have any skills camps, but if you're a younger high school kid, you still have time to do these summer skills camps next summer. So for example, I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. Some of the skills camps that I would attend here in Phoenix, Arizona are Grand Canyon University skills camp or Arizona State, or I'll drive up to Northern Arizona or U of A. A lot of schools around the country, they have skills camps in the summer where they invite prospects to come do a skills training workout or play 5-on-5. It depends. It varies by school to school. This is a great way to allow you to see the facilities and meet the coaches face to face. So if a coach ever comes to watch you practice or in a game, here are 6 tips. Number 1, always bring energy. You should always be clapping. You should be the first one down the court. You should be fighting for every rebound. Number 2, talk on defense. I got help side. Screen left. Screen right. I got the rebound. I got your back. Cut. Screen. So many things that you can say. You should be the loudest one on the court. Number 3, encourage your teammates. Coaches don't want to see any bad teammates. They want to see you guys be positive. Number 4, be a leader. Coaches want to see guys that step up during the big moment or the smallest moment. You have to pick up your guys. You have to lead your troops. Number 5, if you get a foul from a ref or your coach is screaming at you because you had a turnover, don't talk back. Just nod your head and say, yes, sir, and move on to the next play. And number 6, the last one, don't try to look cool during warm-ups. I know we all like to do our jelly layups and, do a half dunk. Just get warmed up. We don't want to see all that. We want to see you focused. We want to see you get focused and prepared for the game. My final takeaways: coaches and scouts will find you no matter what if you can play. Use social media to your advantage. There are plenty of college options to pick from. Don't just settle for D1. You got to be educated about the process to stand out. Be consistent. Don't be moody. Be truthful and be thankful. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me on Twitter at Coach Chris Diaz, on Instagram at CDSBball. There's my email, chris@coachchrisdiaz.com. And if you guys want to see any more of my resources, check out my website at coachchrisdiaz.com. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and thanks again for joining me.